Welcome back. Hopefully, you've been playing around with Mocha, seeing what else you can write tests for, since we covered that in the last video. In this section, we'll learn how to install Socketio. It is a JavaScript library for real-time web applications, handling data in real time for our application, scoping data to individual users. We'll build a basic chat system for our users, adding onto the chat system and making it a public chat room. In this video, we're going to be installing Socketio. Socketio is a real-time communication library. It contains server-side and client-side components, and we can use it to deliver information to our users in real time when they connect to our application. Thanks to libraries such as Socketio, Node.js is fantastic for real-time communication. Adding a real-time aspect to any app can help impress your users. Socketio acts as an abstraction layer on top of technologies such as WebSockets and long polling, the technologies used to provide real-time functionality to websites. First, we need to install socket.io from npm. As always, we can just type npm install socket.io. Once we have Socketio installed, we need to hook it up to our HTTP server. We do this so that we have access to the Socketio assets that we need on the client side. So let's edit bin www. This is our entry point to our application. We jump to where we create our HTTP server and move that to the top of our file. The reason we need to do this is because we need the server when we require Socketio, as it's passed as a parameter to the require statement. As well as configuring Socketio, we'll add a handler that triggers each time a user connects so that we can make sure things are working as expected. Here, we just console log that a user has connected. Next, we need to configure our client-side code to include the Socketio library. So let's edit layout.html. Now this confused me for a long time, but you can just require the Socketio path without copying it anywhere. Our HTTP server will intercept the request and serve up the relevant JavaScript. So let's add that to the bottom of our HTML body. Now that we've added our code, we can test that it works. So let's start our application and visit it in a web browser. If we flick back to our application console, we see that a user has connected message appears. This means that Socketio was configured correctly. That's all we needed to do to get Socketio installed. As it's such a popular library, the installation instructions have been tested over and over to make it as easy as possible for people to get it up and running. Our application doesn't do much for now, but in the next video, we'll take a look at how to send data back and forth between the client and our app. If you prefer, there are other options available, such as Sock.js, Fey, and raw WebSockets. However, I have only ever used Socketio and have been very happy with it. So, I'll see you in the next video, where we'll be sending and receiving data in real time.